Hello, people trapped inside your brains. I'm Patrick. This is Disenthrall. Today, we have Kason with us.
Hello, partners in victimless crime.
I don't know what's happening, but welcome. So, Kason has a topic for us today. I'm not yet familiar with it. I'll just kick it to you.
Yeah, so I wanted to do a fun little game and give you one of those Facebook quizzes of which political party do you align with? Because this is how we truly determine the value of our souls. So let's just kick this right off. Patrick,
wait.
which statement
Do you expect us to just continue directly on without addressing your outfit? What's happening there?
Why not? Okay, so my intention is to... Well, I just threw this on in this morning. I was in the shower, and I was like, it would be really nice to call Patrick and give him a Facebook quiz, because that's very white girl of me. And at the same time, I thought, why not, with this lovely green screen, I need something that contrasts it so I can key myself out. And I was thinking pink or purple, because that's opposite of the color spectrum.
Naturally.
So that's how I came up with this outfit. Naturally.
It
was actually designed by Katie, the costume creator. She helped me tie this thing together. I have no hair, so this is skill.
It's like Taliban bathroom chic. It's good. All right. Well, let's do it.
Okay, good. So, Mr. Patrick, which statement comes closer to your own views, even if neither is exactly right? Business corporations make too much profit, or most corporations make a fair and reasonable amount of profit?
Neither is true. I mean,
but you have to respond A or B. We're in the dichotomy, baby.
I guess the closest one is the second one, right?
Oh, here I can make it bigger.
You can't say too much profit because value is subjective. Value is subjective. So there is no line in which you make too much profit. Most corporations make a fair and reasonable amount of profit. I don't know that you could say that either, because most of that is taken by the government through regulation and straight up theft tax. So I would say the second one is closest to accurate, but neither.
Okay. Even if neither is exactly right. Come on, Patrick.
I'm trying, man. It's hard.
Quiz.
I can't do this half-truth shit.
You gotta relax.
Yeah.
Gotta relax. Okie dokie. Let's see. What else do we got here? Which statement comes closer to your own views? Oh, okay. Same instruction. I have a feeling it's going to be the same instructions throughout the whole thing. Problems in the world would be even worse without U.S. involvement. Or U.S. efforts to solve problems around the world usually end up making things worse.
Definitely the second one.
Definitely the second one, okay. Do you think it is responsibility of the federal government to make sure all Americans have health care coverage, yes or no?
No.
Why do you want sick people to die in the streets?
Because they deserve to, because they don't have money. Oh
my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I tried to let you redeem yourself.
No, and I just called your bluff, that's all. Well, the only one that can make the value judgment as to whether or not a person needs healthcare is the person themselves. They're the only one aware of all the factors that they need to be aware of to make that decision. And even if the government could have some kind of omniscient knowledge of everything for everyone, they cannot morally rob from some people to help others. Forced charity is not a virtue. It's not charity. It's just thieves doing strange things with their stolen loot.
So I just can't figure out if you're a Republican or a Democrat yet. I guess we'll have to keep going.
Is that this test? Okay.
Of the matter. Probably. Do you strongly favor, oppose, or strongly oppose allowing gays and lesbians to marry legally?
I don't get an opinion on that. If two people want to associate with each other, oh shit! I have to pick from the options, don't I? What are the options? Strongly favor, oppose, and strongly oppose. And the question was, should they be allowed to?
Allowing gays and lesbians to marry legally.
My option is not on this list. So the closest thing to ethical is strongly favor, such that people can associate without coercion.
You're saying the closest thing to ethical. What do you mean by the closest thing to ethical? What would be the ethical answer in that case?
It's not up to any person or group of people called the government to decide how two people interrelate to each other. Like freedom of association that means that no one can inject themselves into the association of two people. So the correct answer would be forcing people to do or not do anything is wrong. That's not on the list, though.
Single tier. Proud. So proud. So I'm going to put strongly favor for now just because we're in the dichotomy spectrum.
Yeah.
Next, which statement comes closer to your own views? Government is doing too many things that would be better left to businesses and individuals, or government should do more to solve problems?
Well, government is a concept, not an actual entity that acts in the world. It's a group of people. And so if you're asking me if a group of people should do things with stolen resources and immoral, non-consensual force in the world, or less, I'm going to say less. They should do none. They should not exist. So the answer that is closest to that is too many things.
You're just no fun. You're just a party pooper right
Savage. Well, what do you want me to say? Like, I can't. This is an impossible test to take for someone that's ethical.
Which comes closer to your view about how to handle undocumented immigrants who are now living in the U.S.? They should not be allowed here to stay here legally, or they should be allowed here to stay. Should be allowed here to stay legally.
Well, again, as long as they're peaceful, you can't use force on them. And as long as they're peaceful, they are no different than me and you. It's just a person, a human, living in an area. If they have permission to exist on the property that they're existing on, again, no outside force or group of people can interfere with that peaceful that peaceful interaction, the peaceful freedom to associate. I have just as much right to exist in this general vicinity as they do, but you just have to put the caveat of private property. Is the property that they're existing on, do they have permission or not? The private property, the public property is not a thing. It doesn't exist. Public property is not a valid form of property.
So they should be able to stay here legally?
That is the closest one. Yeah, let's go with that. Are you going to waterboard me?
I do have the towel already ready to go, so you better watch it. We just go into the shower, strap you onto the board that I have at the shower ready to go at all times, and we'll have a great time. Which statement comes closer to your own views? This country has gone too far in its efforts to protect the environment, or this country should do whatever it takes to protect the environment?
See, as a philosopher, I feel like I'm constantly annoying in my demand that we be precise in our language. The country does not act. The country is a concept that represents a massive group of people that all have vastly different motives and ideas and take different individual actions in the world. So has this group of people that you could consider the country, or at least the majority opinion of the country? See, this is terrible language. God damn it. I'm annoying. I'm annoying myself. Have they gone too far? Yes. They've gone too far because they've done something. Because anything they do is necessarily either invalid or coercive, because the government exists through violation of consent.
Oh, get ready. Get ready. This is a great one. Do you think abortion should be legal in all cases, legal in most cases, illegal in most cases, or illegal in all cases? Come on, white man. Tell me.
So
Tell me.
the government is a group of people that make laws and enforce them coercively without the consent of the people. So the trouble answering this question is the same trouble you'd have answering, should the government make all murder illegal, some murder illegal, or no murder illegal? Murder is evil. Murder is wrong because it involves ending an innocent life against its consent or absent that life's consent. So do I want the government enforcing murder laws? That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with enforcing... There's nothing wrong with using defensive force against murderers, and there's nothing wrong with me hiring a defensive group of people to help protect me from murder and eliminate murderers from my vicinity, because by the act of murdering, they've given up their right to have an expectation that their right to not be murdered be respected. So in that light, the government is doing something... you can't even say that really, but to a certain limited extent, the government
You can't even say what, Patrick?
The government is doing something that in going after murderers is doing something that I think most people would pay for in a society, to have a security force eject or protect them from murderers. But in general, no. I don't want the government doing anything. I don't want the government to exist. Might that exist in some different incarnation in a free society as far as protection from people killing humans, especially the tiny innocent ones? Maybe. I don't know. That's probably a topic for a longer video. How was that? Oh, I got to pick one. God damn it.
Illegal, legal, most cases, all cases.
I have to say legal because that's the closest thing to the government not interfering.
Legal in all cases?
Yeah, either the government exists or it doesn't. And if the government doesn't exist, then it's got to be, then the closest thing is legal in all cases.
All right.
You got nothing to say on this? You're just gonna hang me out here to do all the hard topics on my own?
Effectively, yeah. I'm just the pretty face. Okay, question 9 of 11 was an inside job. Which of the following comes closer to your view about the federal government's effort to prevent terrorism? Muslims living in the U.S. should be subject to more scrutiny than people in other religious groups, or Muslims living in the U.S. should not be subject to additional scrutiny solely because of their religion.
Additional scrutiny? What does that mean? What does
scrutiny?
What does additional scrutiny mean?
Let me just scroll down and see what else this thing says. Go back to previous question. Requires a response to complete the quiz. Embed and Pew Research Center. That's all I got for you, buddy. I got nothing else. Well,
I'm assuming
the federal government's efforts to prevent terrorism.
Yeah,
so the federal government
I'm
would
assuming
be
additional scrutiny by the
scrutiny.
government. Yeah, so we don't want the government to
The
exist.
federal
So we don't
government.
want the government scrutinizing anything. Go away.
Question 10 of 11. We're almost there. We're going to find out what kind of politic you are, Patrick.
Oh, boy.
Get ready for the exciting results.
Oh, boy.
Having an increasing number of people on a different races, ethnic groups, and nationalities in the U.S. makes this country a better place to live, worse place to live, doesn't make much difference either way.
I think having an ethno-state enforced on this country would make it a much worse place to live, as well as give the government a whole lot more involuntary power to control the racial makeup. So having an increasing number of people of different ethnic groups makes it a better place to live. Better place to live.
Alrighty. Okay, here we go. The final countdown. Question 11 of 11. I'm sure everyone will forgive you. Or, you know, hate speech, and then we come at you with pitchforks.
I'm a Nazi.
Which statement comes closest to your own views? The economic system in this country is generally fair to most Americans, or the economic system in this country unfairly favors powerful interests.
Powerful interest doesn't necessarily mean financial. So you could say the government is a powerful interest, and the economic system heavily favors them. The second one's probably closer to true. Go with the second one.
Unfairly favors powerful interests?
Yep.
Because I would say the government is the most powerful interest in the country.
Yeah, the government is the lever that those powerful people use to gain unfair favor.
Survey says
Truth incoming.
your political values are closest to those of a moderate Democrat.
That means it has
Let's
no
see.
idea what to do with me.
Your age, it thinks, okay, so most people in this are 18 to 29. Your gender, you're more likely to be a man.
So younger
You're
than
more
me.
likely to be Hispanic.
I identify
and you're
as
more likely to be a black Protestant.
I identify as a 2018 DeLorean, so that's way off.
I thought you identified as an attack helicopter. Did you change?
That was 2016, Patrick. I've evolved since then. It's 2018 DeLorean, man. Get with it. And I'm kind of feeling
So
a change. I think it might be a 2019 DeLorean soon.
So I wanted to say something, and that is, I think a lot of people go out and they make a big hoopla about, are you a Republican or a Democrat? And the results of this survey go to demonstrate that to great length, because all I see right here is a spectrum of on the left to on the right, liberal to conservative. What I don't see on here is somebody who says, you know what, I own myself, I own the effects of my body, nobody can collectivize my consent unless I will it to be so, like you did in the Not Governor campaign. And I find it quite interesting that the majority of people, the first thing they try to figure out whenever you're talking about any kind of politics is, are you on the left or are you on the right? And whenever I respond with, I'm not really either, they always kind of have a hard time placing what that means or what that could mean, because the answers are unorthodox and they're not expecting them. So that was kind of my shindig on this. What did you think of the quiz, Patrick? What did you learn?
Yeah, so like the number pi extends infinitely. So you can never really find out what the precise finite definition of the number pi is. So you're not exactly sure where pi is, but you can be sure that it exists between 3 and 4. If you look at
it exists in my stomach, one or the other.
If you look at that spectrum, that graph that you had on there between one option and the other, my dot is not even on there. It's not even represented. Nowhere in the infinite maybe positions that you could place between the Republicans and the Democrats does my position exist. So that's what I think of that quiz. And that was evidenced by every single one of those questions that you asked me. My first response was, I don't agree with any of that. That tells you that I am I literally, it's not like a 3.14 infinite number thing that definitely exists between 3 and 4. I'm not even on that list. I'm not even in that spectrum. DeLorean power, hashtag.
We are off the chart.
Well, if let us know what you guys think. Maybe we'll put a link to that test in the description, and you guys can experience the excruciatingness that it is to try and answer those questions to see where where they think you fall. Thanks for watching. If you have content ideas for the show that you'd like to see us talk about, or questions or philosophical debates, we have a content submission link in the description. And please check out our Patreon if you like this content and want to support more anarcho-capitalist voluntarist content in the world. Thanks for watching. And then I will put the end...
Push the button, man! Push the button! Push the button!